Welcome to college. As many of you have already noticed, many IVC professors, including myself, often assign tons of reading on a weekly basis. Some of you may feel overwhelmed by all this reading, especially if you have not done a lot of focused reading before. And I'm not talking about reading on Facebook or on Twitter, which is definitely a type of reading, and I do it myself, but I'm talking about academic and professional reading that will be required of you in college and in your future careers. Okay, so have you ever read something and then the next day forget it, or maybe a couple minutes later you forget what you have just read? I know I have, but what can we do about it? Well, continue to watch this video and we will give you some quick and easy reading tips that will help you succeed here in college. I have two student helpers that are going to help me with this presentation about reading skills. I have Sheila, who's going to be student 1, and Manura, who's going to be student 2. Let's watch Sheila approach her reading first. Okay, we just finished watching Sheila. So to recap, here's some things that she did properly. 1, she found a quiet spot to read. There weren't any really distractions. She was focused on her reading. 2nd, she had a highlighter and a pen. She used the highlighter to underline key definitions or key terms, and she used her pen to write margin notes. For example, Sheila kind of was a little bit confused about a certain area in the book. So she wrote a question to herself to remind her later that she should bring this up with the professor or she should bring it up in a group study area. All right, now let's watch Manura in a different reading scenario and see what she does. Okay, we just finished watching Manura. So to recap this, she did not have a quiet reading area. She was distracted by people walking down the hallway. She was playing on her notebook, probably doing some Facebook. She was also texting. She's sort of being distracted from her reading. When she did read, she only read for short amounts of time, and then she did not have a pen and she did not have a highlighter. So she never took any notes. She was a passive reader in that she wasn't actively checking out the reading, responding to questions, thinking about the reading, and interacting to it. She sort of just passively read while being distracted from many, many different areas. All right, now let's look at what happens when we take Sheila and Manira the next day to class. Let's see how they perform there.
Good morning, class. So how was your weekend?
Pretty good.
Great. So your assignment over the weekend was to read chapter 10 on altruism. Let's go and see how we did. Manira, can you help us out and tell us what you think the definition of altruism is?
I really don't remember.
Oh. Did you read the chapter?
I swear I read the chapter, I just don't remember it.
Well, did you happen to take any notes?
No.
You're lucky there wasn't a quiz today. Let's see if we can give you some help with this. Sheila, can you help us out? What would be your definition of altruism?
I think a person who is altruistic is someone who likes to help others without really getting anything back in return.
Ah, interesting. So basically it's related to being unselfish.
I think so. I made a note in my book about a question about selfishness. Oh, here it is. Is it human nature to be selfish, like the book says?
That is a great question. Why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and break up into small groups and we'll discuss this further.
Okay.
All right, we just finished watching the classroom demonstration. Obviously, Sheila, student 1, did a better job than Manira, who sort of forgot everything, even though she thought she read everything, but she didn't. So as a takeaway, I want you to sort of remember 3 things. Number 1, when you read or study for an assignment, be sure to find a very quiet spot with no distractions. You do not want to check your cell phone all the time. You don't want to be writing on Facebook or Twitter at the same time that you're trying to read or study for a class. So find some place quiet that you can do a focused half hour of reading at a time. Number 2, before you read, I want you to preview the material. That means open your book and look at the different categories. Look at the titles of your assignment. You can skim through the pages. You can look at the pictures. Look at the captions. Look at what is happening in the book before you start reading. If you sort of organize these categories in your head beforehand, it will help you fill in the gaps and help you understand meaning when you read it thoroughly. Number 3, when you read your textbook, I want you to have a highlighter and or a pen. I like to use both. What I want you to do, if you see a definition, use your highlighter or use your pen to underline it. Also, if you come across a section that's kind of difficult, you're not sure what it means, use your pen to write a question to yourself or draw a question mark. Try to interact with your text. Be an active reader where that you actively are questioning the text, you're actively writing in it. Remember, if you want to sell your book back, you don't have to write in your book. Get your notebook out and write in your notebook instead. All right, well, I hope this video helped you. And remember, you can go back to the Basic Skills website and view more videos for more assistance at school. Good luck.